What's going on with the caravan? What's this about?
Caravan. So, a few weeks ago after the California primary, when Hillary Clinton won the California primary, there was a lot of talk amongst Bernie Sanders supporters, as well as not just Bernie Sanders supporters, but a lot of independent voters of like, well, what's next? What do we do? And it was sort of an interesting place to be in for myself, being someone who does love and support and is a surrogate to Bernie Sanders, but also someone that wants to stay engaged politically and wants to keep this momentum going. How do we take advantage of this momentum and mobilize this momentum and not lose it, while also trying to say, well, you now have to vote for Hillary or Trump, because there's a lot of people out there who just simply won't vote for either of those people. Kendrick and I did a California RV tour a few weeks ago where we went up and down the coast of California, spoke with small communities. When we were doing that, I was like, we should do this across the country. Not for Bernie, not for Hillary, not for the DNC, but for the people. Because I think there's a big false narrative in our country about where real leadership resides, right? It's like the government will handle it. Oh, they're doing this. We have no control. But it's because we let them. The leadership is really in the people's hands, but we have to demand that leadership. And the only way to do that, especially with all of this tragedy and this craziness that's happening in our country, we have to stand together and we have to show up and we have to stay unified. Yes. And so the caravan is sort of a way for us to do that. We're starting in California. We have one going from California to Philly. We have another one going from Portland to Philly, and then a southern caravan going up from like Florida up to Philadelphia. And we're calling it it's not for Bernie Sanders, not for anyone. So if you're a Hillary supporter, but you don't happen to agree that we have open-closed primaries still, you want all open primaries, join the caravan. It's if you have anything as an American citizen that you're not satisfied with in our government, and you are willing to peacefully protest, peacefully sit in, and peacefully show up, that's what this is for. And we're trying to fund the whole thing. We're getting donations so that everyone can be involved, not just those who can afford it. So we can provide scholarships for people who are like, I want to come, but I can't afford gas for 7 days and I can't afford a food or a hotel, then we'll sponsor you.
So I want to ask Kendrick about some of the how this is going to work, because I'm not putting on anything here. It sounds awesome.
I know I'm a little jealous that I won't be able to join because I'll be with 2IT doing coverage at the DNC, but like, I don't know, maybe we should do some coverage of the caravan.
And every night we stop, we're going to be having community events. So when we're in Boulder, we're going to talk about fracking. When we go to Ferguson, we're going to talk about police brutality. So every place that we go, we're going to bring attention to what's happening in those communities for not only the caravanners to learn, but for those communities to feel supported by the rest of their citizens.
So are you guys both going, and what routes are you on?
I'm going. I'll be on the LA route. I'll be in and out because I have to. I'm simultaneously working at the same time.
Right,
so,
which is normal.
Yeah. So I'll be there for some of it, but I won't be able to be there for the whole thing.
Yeah, and so I remember the cross-country trip we did right before we started the Young Turks. That was Dave Kohler and I did the trip. And it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Like, we'd see America, and when I briefly went around with Bernie Sanders, introducing him in some of the speeches, I was like, oh, I love this. Yeah. I wish I could have done this all across the country and seen Kansas and Kentucky and Texas and all these different places. So have you ever done that before, Kendrick, or not?
Well, the first one was when we went, I think we did 14 cities in California. Might as well have been across the country. It felt like it.
It felt like it. It's amazing what 10 miles can do.
Yeah. We were, it was life-changing. The people that we encountered that were so inspirational. We encountered lifelong friends now. You know, one of them gave us this.
He's actually helping us do this caravan.
Yeah. And it was at the Guadalupe Church in San Jose where Cesar Chavez started the UFW, and we had this amazing meeting. And it happened that day we prayed 3 times in 3 different traditions, 3 different types of religions, and it was just like so inspirational. The unifying aspect of these types of trips, where we're literally visiting people that have been disenfranchised and marginalized and saying, we care about you and we're championing your cause and we ally with you and we're going to take it all the way to the convention.
And not only that, but you support your cause, you champion your cause. Let's stand together and our voices are more powerful. Because we all have our own movements, and I think that's something that we're seeing right now with Black Lives Matter. Like, we all have to stand together. Yeah. That's the only way. We have to unify. And until that happens, like, division is only going to further separate our country and cause more violence and more tragedy, and we cannot afford any more of that.
All right, where can people find out more about it and join you guys?
UpToUs.net. That's the name of our caravan and the name of our website. So.
All right, UpToUs.net. Check it out. I wish I could do it. Portland to Philly.
You can send
sounds
people
so
to come
good.
on your behalf.
Yeah.